the 12th January 2023, the Games Workshop released also new rules about, better, new facts related about the core rules for the Age of Sigmar edition Dominion. And now we go to see about the updated ones. And if you're interested about the previous ones, I invite you to see in the description the links about them, because I'll not repeat every time all the rules, otherwise you'll not be able to see the real new ones. So in such a way you can see what has been changed. And we can scroll. The first ones that we see are related about ability and effects. And we have that if a rule or ability such as DTX or Celestial Deliverance requires a player to pick a number of units and then apply an effect to all those units, then you have to finish picking the units before applying the effects to the first unit. The next one is that if the effect of an ability triggers the first time the ability is slain, as for example with the God Beast Pendant Artifact of Power, and the bearer successfully pass a test that prevents them from being slain, they can't use the ability again. So it's important about the part of the saving, because not being able to use again even if you passed, it means that in some way you wasted it. So you have to pay attention eventually to such details. And as you can see, we don't have too many of the new rules to look for. So we can scroll quite a lot before to find them. And then we can find this, for example, that it's related about the subfaction alliances abilities that has been simply updated. It's not too much. It's simply the updated because has been released new battle tome, has been taken out some because has been outdated completely. So it's really quite something to remember. And then we have about the errata, and you can find that about always ability and effects. We have that if the effect on ability is applied to units in both armies, the players whose turn is taking place apply the effect of the ability to their units first, one at a time, in the order they desire. Their opponent does the same. Here, the design note is quite important because it's clarified. For example, if the effect of the Burning Sieges of Tzeentch Radiant Transmigration ability, it's quite wrong the name, is applied to units in both armies, the player whose turn is taken, so it means that it can be also the opponent or the one that casts such spell. So, must roll for each affected friend unit to see if the unit suffer mortal wounds before the opponent does the same. Simply, I'm not quite sure about the situation. This can be really quite important. Maybe there are really some things that can change, but it's important to understand how you can apply and the order that you apply the things, so it's okay. Then we have something related about split units, so that if units in both armies are not current at the end of a turn, the player whose turn is taking place must remove models for each of their units that are not current in the order they result. Their opponent then does the same. So it's again something related about a order so that you know who start and who ends doing the things. Then we have about contesting objectives that say that if units in both armies has models within 6 inches of 2 or more objectives, for each of those objectives, the player whose turn is taking place must pick which unit in their army are contesting that objective in the order they desire. The opponent then does the same. Sincerely, here I found a bit complicated this reflection, because if you think about the second one, so the one that has not the turn, is having an advantage because the other one decide which one control which, but the other opponent can react to that. So it can be seen both as a gain and a loss. Still, it's as we have seen before, so it's a simply order what the things and how they has to be done. So you have to pay attention. As you see, there is nothing else new here. So these are the new things that has been done. There are not so many. In some ways, they are not so changing or so on, but they are a way to put a order the things. So eventually pay attention about such changes because they can be interesting and important to apply on the battlefield eventually to understand the order of the things as they work. So from Dino Mode, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos.
I hope to see you again to the next time.